Hey, thanks for tuning in. In this video, we're going to talk about the Israelite soldiers' commanded gear. In the Torah, there is this expectation that the males from 20 years of age and over are considered part of the host. And the host, at times, is treated effectively as the army. So there is this expectation that the Israelite men, the ones 20 years of age and older, are going to be mustered for the army, as the case may be. And this was particularly relevant in the case of conquering the land of Canaan, for example. Part of the rules regarding the army is the commanded gear in Deuteronomy 23, that you shall go forth camp on your enemies, and you shall be guarding from all evil word, and hand shall be to you from outside to camp, and you shall go forth toward there outside. So there's supposed to be an area outside the camp, and people are supposed to go toward there whenever they're doing their business, so to speak, outside. And stake shall be to you on your ear, and it shall be in your sitting outside, and you shall dig in it, and you shall return, and you shall envelop your forthgoing. Obviously, we're talking about someone needs to do their business outside, and they are using a stake, and we'll get into the stake on the ear. They are using it to dig a hole, do their business, and then cover the hole. Continuing on, that Yahuwah your Elohim is one walking himself in near your camp, to cause to deliver you, and to give your enemies to your faces, and your camps shall be holy, and he shall not see in you nakedness of word, and he shall return from after you. So when the Israelite army is out maneuvering against their enemies, and whenever they settle in camp, there is supposed to be an area of the camp that is dedicated to the doing of business outside. And in doing so, the Israelite soldier is supposed to have a particular piece of gear in his equipment. He is supposed to have, it says, a stake. So presumably we're talking about a digging implement based upon the context. So he has a digging implement on his ear, it literally says. The word literally being used here is the Hebrew word for ear. Now obviously it does not make a lot of sense to think that someone's going to have a shovel hanging from their ear. So obviously it's not talking about a literal ear. There must be some other connotation to the word. And we can see in the Septuagint, for example, it translates it as a belt or girdle type article. So we're probably talking about in the Hebrew, not a literal ear, but in reference to their gear, in reference to whatever articles they had, belts or otherwise, to carry things in the army. And so they have this tool to dig with, and they have it on their gear. And of course, they're supposed to use it whenever they do their business, and they're supposed to cover over it, because their camps are supposed to be holy, because their Elohim is in their midst, and he does not want to see any nakedness of word. So there is, in the Torah, a commanded piece of gear for the Israelite soldier. The Israelite soldier needs to have a digging implement on his gear as he goes forth against his enemies. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out some of my other videos on other Torah issues, and be sure that you stay in touch so we can continue this discussion. Thanks for watching. Remember the commands. Shalom.